Welcome to a new Shadow Sister Healing video. And in my videos, I let your shadow meet your light so you can be whole again. And today I'm putting myself into a big reading because, I like to challenge myself. And I got a theme for this love reading for this week that we go into shadows because I'm a shadow sister. I'm going to show you some shadows. So we're going to do a shadow love reading, where I'm going to show what is in your shadow that actually is a projection that you have often to others, often to a partner that you are seeking that is inside of you, but you might find it like that's like true love or something, but that's inside of you, that's your shadow. That's why you are like a kind of drawn to it. It's kind of this subconscious energy. And so let's see what's coming up. And I was yesterday very late preparing this reading, and I was like, okay, I can just prepare the piles. But this morning I was like, when I had like sorted them out, because it's kind of meditative, like which pack I would choose. So it was good for that I decided like how many cards I would pull there. But this morning I put them back to the deck. I was like, no, Silva, no. I'm gonna pull everything live. I have only the first cards here that we start this reading this time, that I'm going to show you the first files, and then I'm gonna have this preparatory video here where I sort every file live, and then start the first reading and the second reading and the third, and everything is in the timestamps. So now let's just show the first files. So your first file is this butterfly and the crown chakra energy with Amethyst. So you can just directly go to your timestamp if you don't want to see the card mixing. The second pile is these two sands and heart chakra. I picked all also from the back, but not chosen these crystals. I always take them. The back is now here, but I always take them randomly. And I'm very happy to see what crystals and chakras come each week. So now we have, third one is this narwhal, and then throat chakra and Lapis Lazuli. So these are your choices. And now I start sorting out, and in the meanwhile I can explain you something. So first of all, when you choose a pile, before you even go this time down series, each pile have their deck. So the first pile, the butterfly, has this deck. The cards come from this. And this is the Edmund Dulac Tarot. The second pile has cards from this fantastic creature tarot. Every card is like equally then can come from the 78 card deck. And the third pile will have this Book of Shadows deck. So a bow. There's a so below, as above, so below. So this is as above deck, a little bit more heavenly deck, because I feel like we are like wanting some fairy, magic, angelic, Gemini energy still, when Geminis are still sunshine for a little while, a few days. And then I will pull for everybody a fairy gem again, like a fairy card. I will use only one tarot deck also to put in the piles the shadow cards again with this one, to see if the messages are like very strong, or there is like, because this is much more easier for me to see the common themes than with the special decks. I might have to read from the books with the special decks, because there are like a special messages written specifically for those cards. So then I give you advice cards still of this Whisper of Love Oracle deck. And of course, today is still the Lady Chatterleys day, when we are still going with the book, this big book. And the lady stories are going with the Sacred 10, very erotic. So let's see what cards are coming from here. This is only chapter 10 and so many cards. So Then I will give you light messages, because now it's almost midsummer. And when we're talking about shadows, I wanted to keep it balanced. I want always to bring the light into it, not just talk about dark stuff, have both aspects. And not just that, I have more cards. I know this, I just want to bring as much as clarity to this, because this is a very powerful time of the year of being grateful that everything that you are, and maybe you should be grateful of the shadow you have also, because it's a big teacher for you. You can immediately get a lot of wisdom just going into the head on with the shadow. Don't be afraid. Now it's really easy to not be afraid because so much light is here. So this is a nice time to face the shadows. Anyway, this is the Celtic Oracle, Earth Wisdom. A little bit more nature thing here also. And as well, I will have you an archetype card, one archetype card from here. So we see a little bit also focused. I think I will even, let's see. I might say it quite early on to land this whole reading. And yeah, I think that's about it. I would have here still some crystal oracle deck, but I think that's too much. But it's there. If I still feel like something is missing, then we go for that. But anyway, today I'm drinking elderberry juice that I made myself. Getting some Persephone energy, because that's the juice of Persephone. The berries would be then a little bit more darker in the light and dark. Now it's the light. Persephone's berries are getting ready for autumn. And they are a bit poisonous. So anyway, this is a very, very healing plant. If anybody want to make this juice, now is the moment. You can add a recipe in my description box. I always add there some wisdom of the crystals as well. If I get some nice recipe that I prepare. And what else? I think I start mixing the cards. We start with pile number 1 and with this deck. I was charging them with also amethyst, another amethyst I have. I think I will use my big crystal to that. I need to have good, strong message now. What the pile number 1 needs to know about the shadow. And little warning already, it can take some time to get these cards. That's why I usually don't do it in front of the camera, because I need to feel. Okay, here is the shadow, first shadow card. Put them like in 3 different things, because first we have, what is your shadow for love? That what you need the most. What's that? And the next aspect is, what is the positive about this shadow? And then third is, this is how your love shows with this shadow. Because you have this shadow, your love shows like that. Okay. First one, next pile the same. So, pile number 2. What is your love for the shadow for love? What you need the most? Number 2. I'm making them one by one like this. So I think it's interesting. 1. So what is the positive about this shadow? Sometimes can come more cards. So far we are just 1, 1, 1. The third one was, this is my own spread. So I will add this spread to my newsletter. I can always show you my newsletter. This is the third. This is how your love shows. Okay. And sometimes people don't maybe understand what is our love language, how it shows. Now drop the crystal. Yay. Okay, why did you jump? Why did you jump? Dendrite agat jumping there. Okay, we lost it, but anyway, there it is. It was on top of those lady cards. It's like, okay, I have to pick them next. Anyway, this one is now for the pile number 3. And this is the shadow love. Most, and what is the positive about that shadow? Okay. And then how does it show? How does it show? Does it show? Okay, these two. Really intuitively doing this always. Okay. Here we have, and then I take those kind of verify card from the one deck only. Oh, it's starting to rain here. So this is another one. To have a double deck with the classic tarot cards on top of them. This is in one deck, so no same card can come anymore. It's a little bit more special. And then pile number 2, oh my gosh. These are just like showing to me, no, I'm not gonna look this now, no. Show some 5 of cards. There's been some heartbreaks. Okay, pile number 3. Yeah, there's a heart chakra. Okay, these 3 comes. Got 3 to verify this second part. Positive aspect. And 1. Okay, so now we have this. Then we get the data card. Each part. So now it's Amethyst. Fairy for you. Something from Rouge. Souvenir from Rouge. Next one is a nice sand card. Okay, fairy comes there. See? Guide you with your shadow. This way. Fairy is often drawn. Ready? Then we have, yes, of course, the lady cards. Number 10, chapter 10, lady wild. Oh, not so many cards. No, not. Number 1, pile number 1, lady, love, lady love. And then, okay, the love connection. Or number 1, love connection. What is that connection you are having currently? Oi, 7 cards. There's a little bit more space here. Let's go to the top of the fairy card. Keep those shadow cards separate. Okay, this one. Love connection, then it is the life messages, a little bit light to this love situation. A seagull comes. White seagull, why is that here? Okay, 1. Okay, you're gonna get 4 cards. Oh, generous. Light for the love card. 1. Then we have the archetype card. By Kim Krantz, very beautiful. Okay, this is the card here. Talking about shadow love situation, that your shadow is messing up a little bit sometime in your love life. You're getting 2. Or number 3 is getting 2 archetype card. I will give you. Then then we have still this Earth Wisdom Oracle. So, Earth Wisdom Oracle. Okay. I think we have everything. So I'm starting now these readings. I have to put aside. It's all some space here. I think let's clear all this text out here. So it's a little bit difficult, but this way we have space. I'm really honestly doing my reading now. But, I mean, I'm always preparing nicely, but this is really, you'll see live every single card ball, so that's like transparency into you. And this here, the text, the table. This crystal can stay here if you need it. Okay, we have booklets here. This can be also here. So how can I move this? It doesn't move. It's complicated reading because they're just shadow cards, but they are underneath here. And I really like that. The third can be here. Oh yeah. The first one we take like this. So now start the reading for pile number 1. Welcome to reading pile number 1. I'm excited. What comes out of this? I just have to say first, this is Amethyst, beautiful, calm energy, very, very spiritual crystal. And the archetype here is the crown chakra, so it's like really mastering something, being a guru, good guru. I think before I do any shadow cards, I will take first the lady card. Where is it? That lady card. We start with the book. So this is, to tell the truth, he was sorry for what had happened, perhaps most of her sake. So this is coming first. I think this is the gamekeeper. They had been intimate. And then he was sorry. Yeah, exactly. So getting in your love shadow. To tell the truth, yes, I have to actually do this that I always do. So I have the base card is this butterfly, this we know. And maybe that is the card I'm showing now when I read. Yes. So, to tell the truth, he was sorry for what had happened, perhaps most for her sake. He had a sense of foreboding, no sense of wrong or sin. He was troubled by no conscience in that respect. He knew that conscience was chiefly fear of society or fear of oneself. He was not afraid of himself, but he was quite consciously afraid of society, which he knew by instinct to be a malevolent, partly insane beast. The woman, if she could be there with him, and there were nobody else in the world, the desire rose again. His Okay, if there is some word that I'm not gonna say in YouTube, I'm gonna just say, okay. His begins to stir like a live bird. At the same time, an oppression, a dread of exposing himself and her to that outside thing that sparkled viciously in the electric lights, weighed down his shoulders. She, poor thing, was just a young female creature to him, but a young female creature whom he had gone into and whom he desired again. Okay, so we had this SAX thing happened, and the gamekeeper was a little bit sorry what happened because it was happening very fast. Didn't expect, nobody expect, even though we know like a lady is what it is. Anyway, we go with them. I think we go with the shadow cards immediately because I'm interested to see them. So we see the two, first the original deck magic and then to verify. So the shadow love is Fool. Your shadow is Fool. 0. 0 is really a number that is kind of love number because it's totally like a when nothing happened, anything can happen. So it's like the freedom of when you don't have a relationship, kind of like if you would be single, then anything can happen. Like that's your shadow, that you keep the options open maybe. Or like a fool, you are like a fool in your love relationship. But it can be, I mean, Fool card is innocence. Fool card is a new chapter in your life. You are needing that. That's the shadow that you don't have had that. You have had old story. You have had no innocence. You have had no joy like of new and new possibilities and freedom. That's what you're lacking. And if you see a person who is free, who is like this fool, like in the fairy tales, it would be Red Riding Hood, or it would be like this kind of free-spirited person, you fall in love with them because you cannot give that to yourself, or at least you have this shadow. I'm gonna read from this Edmund Locke because that's illustrations always, they are not made for tarot, they are taken for fairy tales and stuff. So I'm actually eager to read immediately. What is that full story here? Let's see. So it's crown chakra energy, beautiful, like yeah. But major arcana, when you have a major arcana as your shadow, it means it's really like a life path. You are having this permanently somehow like in you that you should be aware of, and turn it into positive, because Fool card is a beautiful, it's a full journey start from the Fool card. It's just the beginning. So allow yourself to have new beginnings. That's what you have not allowed yourself to have. That's what's wrong, I guess. Transformation in the butterfly card. It takes a long time for this butterfly to actually sort of things, be ready to really be this beautiful butterfly. Maybe it takes time for you to become this like freely flying butterfly. You've been a long time in this kind of like on the way to it. It's normal also. We need our soul needs to mature. We need to mature as human beings too. We are not like immediately like done. We are growing. Okay, so this story is light-hearted and optimistic. He walks the sky, unhampered by roads or borders. He is free, ready to break the rules. Whoever travels with him on his back, between his wings, can be reborn and rediscovered, youth and enthusiasm. New beginnings, enthusiasm, originality. So yes, this is something that you should have peace with it. That you have this beautiful energy within you, but it's in the shadow. So you see this and fall in love with the people who has that, but you have it too. What you desire, you have it too. It's in you what you desire. And maybe you're dreaming of traveling, but you never get to do it. Maybe you're dreaming of having really some new beginnings, and you're just stuck to the old because you're afraid. Yeah, that's what they're talking about here. Being afraid and not being afraid. This is what we have to solve this to have a true love. And a very fine card for this is, oh, nostalgic. 6 of Cups, beautiful love card too. There is a lot of nostalgic, but this point out usually there is this person giving flowers to mother. There is maybe a mother relationship part of this whole thing. Like there is something nostalgic. Maybe there is a nostalgic that you used to be like this, but you are not anymore. Anyway, this is minors, but this is the card that reminds you that you are very much like longing for something that used to be, or your mother, or past people. So then the positive aspect to your shadow. And that was like here, where did I put it? What is positive about this shadow? So 6 of Swords. Yeah, it's kind of like going to leaving like things behind, going to kind of like a new shores. You are like mentally ready to move on. So positive. This boat is like this person you boat and there's chest in it and every property there. Like you are kind of going now. Things are moving, at least in your head. Very fine card. King of Wands. It's beautiful. So in this boat there is like a person who looks like a true person. This verifies it that it's like a king, and kings are always like them, like a wise leader and really like a mastering something. So this King of Wands is like a passionate. It could be somebody very artistic, like able to make like a creative art leader, like how say art designer. I don't know, like it's just like a person, the man. I mean, this is the Aries card also, like person able to get things done, very much doing energy. A good king who gets things done in the kingdom. But then things are moving in your, like mentally, there is this boat full of swords. 6 of Swords. Maybe the Edmund Dulac thing, I have to look at it because sometimes there is a little fairy tale too there, so we can get something else out of it still. I know. Trying to interpret the best I can. Positive aspect of your shadow is in the love life. A man lets a boat take him towards the future. An infant travels with him. Ah, there is an infant. How can I see it? Ah, it's on the lap. Ah, it's keeping like on the, it's like father. An infant travels with him and he holds it to his chest. The vessel is full of luggage and coffers, the journey to a better future, trust in what is to come, holding loved ones close in times of change. Beautiful. It's like this really like a single father energy, but holding the children close. There is the actually physical chest of property, but also like then his personality, who he is. He's still a king in that boat, even if he's leaving some tumultuous waters behind him. Water is always in tarot like a feelings and like emotions. Okay, so then we had the third thing is this is how your love shows with this shadow, that you have this shadow and how your love shows. Oh, you do a lot. 10 of Wands. Your back is breaking. You really like breaking your back for other people. Like you are busy with your duties. you are not completely free like this fool would like to be. There is kind of like something like traveling with this person, but it's more like this has all the strength and like dreams, full of dreams, like able to fly high, while this one is like on the ground, like heavy on the shoulder. Like there's such an idealism in the shadow. The reality is that life is hard. The regular life is a lot of burden, a lot of responsibilities. Maybe as a father also, like, I mean, maybe you are getting even old already with this, like this is an old man here. Or maybe this is the you know, where it's going. This is often the outcome part also in my shadow reading, like where it's going. If you continue, your back is breaking. You have to, okay, what is the verify card? Oh, so practically the shadow has made you like a prisoner. First of all, to your, like you have in the shadow the Fool card, so you are not able to be this free spirit, and you are like trapped into this Eight of Swords energy. It's like everybody else can see that you are kind of like trapped in your reality, but you cannot find way out of it. Even like you could just get the blindfolding off and start seeing clear and like just get out of it. You feel a bit hopeless, like, oh, there's just so many tasks, so much stuff going on, never ending, like a trapping to this kind of toxic relationship. Or like, I mean, this could be a couple, like this is the arguments, like other person feeling like really not having any clarity and being really suffering, toxic kind of like a thought patterns. And the other one is just a doing energy and doing too much, like to not able to give anymore. Gave enough, like gave too much. But it all comes from this, it comes from this whole energy that you are not allowing yourself to be free. You see this in others, you are dreaming about this, but this is how it shows that you are like trapped. Okay, let's go forward because there are like advice cards. So I'm interested to know the archetype what is in here. And actually, before anything else, we have this this man was sorry, the gatekeeper is sorry what had happened. It's kind of worrying about that person, love interest. Maybe also it comes to the fact like, am I good enough? I show so much thing because I feel like I'm not good enough, or like I'm definitely not free to do what I want. I have to just be. Even the truth is you are a king, and you have a beautiful family, for example, at least the kids still feel like you are trapped. You are trapped with this energy, and you are not free. You're trying to get out. Okay, I see the archetype card because I'm interested to see. Oh, the forest. We have a forest. It's almost like going into the wild. I mean, the person is here in the forest carrying all the sticks, but like here's, let's read about this archetype card because this is your shadow, forest. Forest. My name Silva means forest. A shadow sister, forest. Shadow forest. Anyway, which page is this? Let's see. Shadow, there's a lot of shadows in the forest, but forest is really beautiful place. I'm not afraid at all. Maybe there is some really believes that you think certain things are like dangerous places, archetypal places. It's a bit hot here. Okay. Anyway, I'm excited to see this all live. Elderberry juice. Okay. So the forest. It's your shadow place. The woods, the thicket, the jungle. Consider for a moment your earliest memory of the forest. It's likely it included all the mythic dynamics of the archetypal space, a little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that you enter it, and then that you get lost within it. You may think there is a path to lead you straight through, but soon enough you will be on what is known as the pathless path. There are tricksters here, dense foliage and entanglement, but equally present are the glimmers of fairy light and friends among the trees. You are on an adventure now, and there's no turning back. So embrace the dim light and the moving shadows, whether literal or imaginal, brave the forest and get lost getting found. So actually, this is giving advice that you have all the possible to have a magic bounce, childlike wonder and adventure. So this full card is that in your shadow, and it's just showing you that the perfect lover for you would be somebody like this, freely going into woods, forest, happily having adventure. You should allow yourself not to think that you can't, that you are like this. No, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, I'm gonna read what other there said. The hunter, the maiden, is connected this forest to the hunter, the maiden, the crone, and the shaman make regular appearances in the forest. Don't be surprised if these cards come up together. Let the narrative reveal itself. And if you get out of the forest without feeling lost, you were only in a little grove of trees. The great archetypal forest requires we spend at least one night frightened for our life. I think this is challenging you too, because it is, we are so much wanting to be safe that we don't take any risk. And I think it's asking you to even go camping and doing something a little bit adventurous. And that would be good for your love life. I have understood also, like, having this like adventurous experiences with somebody you're interested in, it can be really exciting for yourself, that you would love, that to share this kind of maybe hike in the forest. It's a good thing. It's advice. Face shift shadow. Next thing, we check the fairy thing because it was clearly pointing fairy. Ah, labradorite. Beautiful. It's one of my favorites. It's kind of like the spectralite stone. Labradorite fairy is coming, and actually it's connecting well for this kind of color in the sky. I think this is really beautifully coming. All having some stories to tell with. And even the fact that this gamekeeper, they were having this relationship happening in the forest. Like he has this hut in the forest. The lady was there alone. So even was married lady, she had sex with that gamekeeper. That was also adventurous. So maybe that's your shadow make you have this kind of experiences, because you desperately want to be free. You want to be free from this, and you want to forget this and forget maybe even this. That's why you are into this kind of stuff. But it can be positive. Let's see. Hidden knowledge, uplifting orientation. Sunlight on the sea, flashes of gold darting up from beneath the blue waters, an iridescent rainbow gleaming where a moment ago there was only dark, quiet gray. The Labradorite fairies who appeared in our meditation were sleek, dark beings emerging from the sea like silkies, like seals. They glean wisdom hidden deep in the waters and in the earth's core, bringing into the surface and reflecting in their own glorious iridescence. They tell us with supreme confidence, we have all the information we need encoded in the self. And they do. The trick is for each of us to find that same information in ourselves. While some forms of information are straightforward, much of what's taught in school, others can be harder to grasp and prove. This sort of information belongs to the realm of intuition and imagination, visions that come from dreams, traces of memory from other lifetimes, psychic and shamanic knowledge, and the soul connections we find with other beings, human, animal, mineral, and plant. All of it is necessary. All of it is part of the Earth's wisdom and the Labradorite fairies code. She does not, by the way, disrespect intellectual information or science. It's simply that much of that is readily available, and her specialty is that which lies beneath the surface. Beautiful. So drawing the Labradorite fairy card is a sign that new intuitive knowledge will be made available to you. This is time to pay attention to your dreams and connections made by the subconscious. Dreams often vanish within the seconds of waking. You may want to start a dream journal to train yourself to remember the images and messages they bring, even if they make you uncomfortable at first. I think that you need that. You need to set yourself out of the comfort zone. And this, what has happened when you just stayed in your comfort zone, that is not comfort at all. This is not a comfort zone. Even you thought, having fear and all, that you would stick to this like a blind state. No, it's just a misery. So this fairy is to give you a little kick in the butt, like go for adventure, see beyond. You can. And then we have one light message. I am light-hearted. There's this flying heart. It's the same wings here with the full, where is that? Can you see? Definitely unique wings. Wings in the heart. Light-hearted is good. Being a bit childish is good. And yes, there is wings because it's butterfly. Wings of a butterfly. This is a card from Handmade in Bruges. And then we have, let's say, the love connection last. We have the Earth Wisdom Oracle. Self-acceptance. Beautiful. That plant is there is a witch hazel. That's also a very healing plant. I think it's good for it's good for hair, I think, and skin. Anyway, you could look at the witch hazel. This plant. And I always like this because this is, in my knowledge, this is in the Irish coast, and you can go to this kind of place for real, this kind of looking place in the Irish coast. But this person is just climbing up. I think I read this directly from the book. Now, number 9, self-acceptance. It's interesting, this landing on top of the number 6 is kind of like a mirror in this person going alone in the boat. Something there, maybe advice. Then you go alone. Witch hazel. Harmonies opposites and encourage the acceptance of individuality. And the journey to self-acceptance can be challenging. Humans are contradictory creatures who seek order. Reconcile your seemingly opposing qualities and find the common root. Overcome society's brainwashing and accept that you are enough. You have value. The trek to achieve self-acceptance is worth it. You are worth it. And there is affirmation for you. I accept myself as I am. I recognize my contrary nature and revel in the creative chaos that is my soul. I'm enough. Beautiful. And the king cards. King knows. King is enough. King is a king. It's just, again, the seagull came here to say something. I don't know. Ah, the wings, of course. Second time this white seagull is coming here, like, ah. Remember? Be like a seagull. Maybe there's a book or song about seagulls, who knows? Here is also wings in this lover card, and this is now the love connection that you're currently having. Oh, have patience. Love is patient and kind, always. Beautiful, dreamy image. Beautiful. Love is patient and kind. Oh, I was cleaning these books. Where did I put that? Yeah, sometimes I never clean because then things get lost. No, it's here. It's here. Number 17. Have patience. I really leave it from here. I want to encourage you to heal your shadows. Work on being more patient. If you lack patience with others, remember that they are human and different from you. If your impatience has to do with an outcome, know your prayers are being answered. Have a little more patience. You might be in a tense situation that is beyond your control. Be aware of the thoughts that precede any frustration of anxious feelings. I mean, that's this. That's total anxiety. This. Pay attention to your self-talk. All things arrive in the perfect time. Try to distract yourself while you are waiting for things to come to fruition. Engage in an activity that will occupy your time. Time will magically pass while you are otherwise engrossed. Look for ways to be patient. Yes. That's also for kids something to learn. And because I had here first this kind of childhood card, maybe being patient has been always something that something came out of that to be your shadow, because I mean this is kind of like a fool can be child. This is like jumping into new adventure like that, trusting the wings will carry, and it's good. Maybe you have learned that you have to also take more time or something, things don't happen. It can be really all bad beliefs also. So question all your beliefs. So you have the guru energy, you have something that you are mastering this. You might be really on the brink of like a growth that you are like getting a breakthrough. So just like the butterfly is now coming here, like he's ready. It's ready to fly. It's top of the even. These cards are top of each other, the wings, top of each other. I think this was your reading. I'm just looking in aid like what cards you got. That's like this fairy and this forest. They are very aligned. So I think this is your love. This is your ideal love. To have maybe camping trip this summer, to be really like in this kind of beautiful full journey, new chapter in your life energy. But still the advice for this love life is have patience. Like things doesn't have to, like the whole adventure takes time. It starts from the full journey, but it is a long way. So have patience. Not everything comes like a magic immediately. They come when the time is right. You can trust that the present moment is perfect. Okay, I stop this first reading here. Very glad what I see. Interesting because you have different decks. Now with the second pile, you have a different deck. So it's different like this. Now, the second is the heart chakra pile. It's coming here. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. I'm excited to do this Midsummer Shadow Love reading. We are going into it now. So we have a fantastical creature tarot for your shadow and extra the normal tarot deck too, just verified. I'm just thinking, what did I pull first when we started the other one? Yes, I was showing definitely this main card. So there's a Swan Lake. This card is beautiful. There is even a text behind it. You can read this. When Tchaikovsky wrote Swan Lake, he would have been aware of abundant older folk traditions of swan maidens. For instance, the Irish had a story that swans were actually beautiful women that at night removed their swan suits to bathe in forest ponds. In India, swans are symbols of unworldly, untouchable beauty because when you put their feathers into water, they remain dry and do not absorb water. This is like, swans are often very symbol of love. We are looking into shadow, what your shadow tells about your ideal partner and how you show this love, how this love is showing. So we go into it. I'm just thinking, did I read there? I think I have the first file. I'm getting a little bit like a hot in this room. I started with Lady card, I have a feeling. I start with the Lady Chatterleys Lover card, because that's nice thing for the swans. So let's see what is coming here. What it is to touch thee, he said. So this is a gamekeeper touching the lady and being like, oh, wow. Swans are very committal. These gamekeepers seem to be like, oh, this is the best feeling ever. Yes, let's read about that. Chapter 10, I'm warning you, if you are not used to hear like a naughty things from 100 years ago, this chapter goes a little bit beyond what you would expect. And if there comes some naughty word, I would say, I find this very, very intricate because it's like 100 years ago written, so see what the swans are busy doing. Swan Lake. Is this here? I think it's here. Oh no, it's not. It's the other page. Yeah. What is to touch thee, he said, as his finger caressed the delicate, warm, secret skin of her waist and hips. He put his face down and rubbed his cheek against her belly and against her thighs again and again. And again she wondered a little over the sort of rapture it was to him. She did not understand the beauty he found in her, to touch upon her living secret body, almost ecstasy of beauty. For passion alone is awake to it, and when passion is dead or absent, when the magnificent drop of beauty is incomprehensible and even a little despicable, warm light beauty of contact so much deeper than the beauty of vision. Okay, they were like a totally ecstasy coming now to the gamekeeper. Okay, and then what did I pick next with this? I think I started with the shadow cards. I start with heroes. So we start the Fantastical Creature Oracle deck, tarot deck. And this is now what is your shadow for love and what you need the most. 9 of Wands. Interesting. So it's Fantastical deck. It's hard to say first. I know 9 of Wands is like you have been really burning yourself in the sense like you are like with the stick standing like, oh, what just happened? Like I worked so much, I did so much, and now I need the rest, and I have so much like things I have said yes to that I cannot handle this all, and I should start saying no because I cannot handle all these responsibilities. But this is your shadow love, so you are somebody doing a lot for others. You are like, we have here heart chakra, so you are giving your heart really, and that's like, I mean, that's what you need actually. What is your shadow for love is that what you need the most. You need somebody to do that effort for you too, but it seemed to be that you just do it one-sided. Okay, very fine card. Ace of Pentacles, there's just so much to give. So much, like whatever you do with your hands, you do with love. I mean, hands are connected to heart. That's the saying. What you do with the hands connect you with the heart. Beautiful. I have even in this tarot space now this hand wanted to put in the central location. There is this kind of like a pendulum. But it reminds me like it was meaningful. I felt like this hand is important at this moment. So that's going into what kind of love you need. But I think I have to read from this booklet because there's a story, there's a little fantasy story. This 9 of Wands. Griffin. Oh, it sounds like a Harry Potter stuff. Need some Harry Potter love. with the wands, you are like making magic in the world, and you actually needed that somebody do magic to you, like a griffin. 9 of Wands. This enormous creature, depicted as a half bird, half mammal, is larger than 8 lions and stronger than 100 eagles. The feathers of the griffin have strange, powerful healing abilities. Its young are hatched from egg laid in golden nests. The griffin on the card serenely overlooks its domain from its nest high in the mountains, a gateway to the spiritual realms. An island of spiritual sanctuary lies in the distance on a calm lake of emotions. And there is a divinatory meaning is keep quiet and listen. You will find out something that will help you to better your life. A cycle of completion follows a job well done. This protective card neutralizes nearby negative cards and intensifies positive ones. Beautiful. This is like a spiritual, like actually you have been very spiritual. It's almost because these ones are always like a kind of burden for you. But spiritually that it have come maybe like a burden to you, that you're so alone, having all these magical abilities. You need that for yourself. You need somebody who is like this. You're actually falling in love with somebody like this, but you really have it in yourself too, that you are not realizing sometimes. Actually, you have beautiful, beautiful griffin feathers that are healing. And you have like a healing hands, healing feathers, but you are attracted to people who have that, forgetting that you have that. That's the shadow, you're getting blind to it. Okay, so the positive aspect, what is the positive about the shadow? 7 of Pentacles. This is usually you're looking back, what you have done, what has happened, what you have got. You've got a lot of shadow work behind you, I guess. I see this like monsters here. Get to know a lot of darkness. Sometimes you need go through a storm or hard things to then really become really strong. The card underneath is a 10 of Pentacles. It's like a happiness. So I think it's really because it's positive side of your shadow. This can be very a wealth. It's a spiritual wealth. That's what I see. That you know by name all the monsters. Even here, the griffin is here, like on top of some kind of monsters. But it's top of it, on top of it, it's in the power. You have got to know them, and you're not afraid of them because all of them has a name. It's like awareness. Let's see the 7 of Pentacles. I love this reading that's coming with these cards. Very fantasy. There we have the Pentacle. Long time ago, I used this deck. Oh, gargoyles. So first you have a griffin and the positive things about gargoyles. You have all these similar kind of things. But the gargoyles are the positive aspect of your shadow in your love life. The esoteric meaning of the word gargoyle has to do with taking in air, which the mystics believe is filled with spiritual energy. Those who know the mystery of tapping this power source can use it in magic. One of the most extraordinary powers of the gargoyles is the ability to absorb negative energies from humans and atmospheres, revert it to positive energy, and release it back into the air. The pentacles in this card denote the gargoyles' protected influence. It is, yeah, this is pentacle 2. Yeah, you have 2 times pentacle actually. Very fine with pentacles. Makes sense. On this card, denote the gargoyles' protective influences. You will gain financially from your hard work. So it is kind of showing the kind of scary card, let's say, but you will gain from this. You are able to like heal the bad energy. You are a healer. Let's face it, you are a healer. That's why it's so hard. Healing hand, healing feathers, healing even air. Then having all these pentacles coming to you because you're a healer. And then what is that? How your love shows with this shadow. 7 of Wands. Beautiful. And Queen of Swords. Okay, that's also like a girl. It's like a queen riding. The truth is very healing. I think you use truth because Queen of Wands is here, like a sword is here. You use a truth to heal. It is healing hard. It's healing to face the truth, to go in the bottom of those anything. You have the knowledge. You are like queens are always already mature women. They are not young chicks. They have lived. They have. I mean, I'm 45, but I mean, queens are already like they have life experience. They know what is good and what is bad, or what is to keep and what is to let go. There is even like this butterfly here. There is this transformation energy. And there is this armband that I once showed, and now I'm actually wearing it also. Can you see? And Queen of Swords is actually a Gemini card, so maybe somebody Gemini is looking this. This is for you. It's very good that you are like this. You should be discerning. It's healthy for you. You should keep your paradise safe from pests. And 7 of Wands. Let's read this fantasy card because we have 2 times 7, 9, 7, 7. We have 2 times 7 in a row. That's how the shadow shows in your love life. Seven of Wands is usually it's like a more like a standing your ground, but this one is something else. Let's see. Valkyria. Wow. Swans and Valkyria. Yeah, but here like maybe you should read Paulo Coelho, Valkyries book. The Valkyries were magnificent young women who rode their flying horses over battlefields to collect the souls of warriors ordered to enter Odin's hall of the slain in Valhalla. The chosen warriors battled all day and feasted each night, served by the Valkyries. In Viking mythology, the Valkyries were also considered warriors who earned their place in Valhalla. The Valkyria on this card brings success to all those who have struggled for it. And divinatory meaning, you are now in a strong position to carry your dreams and desires to success. You have faced adversity and you have won. Yes, the Queen has shown the power. That's how your love shows. You have made some very good choice for yourself and you start to be very empowered. And swans are like a very majestic animals too, even though they're also like I'm from Finland. This is like a national bird of Finland even. How Finnish is looking. Beautiful cards. And heart chakra is always to really love, really show love beautifully with your sense. And the gamekeeper was really loving the body of the lady. We have still cards. So this pile happened to got a lot of light messages. I want to pull them out immediately. I am wise, completely good with the Queen of Swords. I am on my path. Seven of Wands, Valkyria is on the path. I'm present. What could be this? Just that when you are present, you live in this moment. It's also to not to worry about things that you are like you can really be powerful when you focus on this moment, what you have this moment, and not all this thing what happened or will happen. So being present is really, you become like a present to people around you. Also wise queen. And I'm patient. Beautiful. In the pile number 1 came also a message to be patient. Maybe there's something for you too, if you have something with the patience. There's also that coming up, or is this energy just this moment? People should learn to be more patient in the under the midsummer sun. I'm happy to see here such a beautiful spiritual cards. This is like your love shows clearly as spirituality, like you are caring so much that you have healing that you can give, because your heart is healed, you can heal others. We have here archetype cards. So archetype is the fault line. Something is shaking. Some wounding has happened, maybe. That's usually actually when you are healer, you have a wound, you have some reason to become healer, because you have to go all through this hard stuff. I'm gonna read about the fault line because maybe it's very meaningful for you, this archetype that is currently in your life, or that can explain your love life. Anyway, we have an archetypal place again. In pile number 1 was also archetypal place. So the fissure, the crack, the weak link. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for a stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue, as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. So this, even we had such a positive part, it shows that this has become like a shadow of yours that you should master. You should allow yourself to be spiritual, allow yourself to use healing. Maybe you have done it to others, but you have not got it to yourself. There's a fault line now because you need more healing for yourself. It is possible that something a loved one said caused a crack in your relationship that has never been mended. Revisit it. The time to heal is nigh. And in Japanese kintsugi pottery, gold is used to mend cracks. Breaks are thought of as a precious rather than something to be hidden. And that's true, like it's really like that you put gold, when a pottery is broken, you put gold into it and it becomes even more beautiful. So maybe you are that pottery that broke and you are really suffering with that crack, but your own beautiful love that you have, that you give so much to others, you can start putting this gold into here, and then you are this beautiful swan. The transformation happened like in the ugly duckling, and you are like actually a golden bird. You have to just be patient. So here, okay, we have still the earth wisdom. Heal thyself. Yes, that's coming very strongly. You had a healing card already. Now I said this to you already. You have to heal yourself. You heal so many others, but you have to heal yourself. Still, you think you are like healed enough, or like the little is enough for you. I would say like you really have underestimated how much healing you still need. You still keep doing. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to continuously remember who you are, and that you doing healing yourself is best for everybody. Beautiful. I love this water and the swans. It's almost like they're your spirit animals. But I'm gonna read about this because this can give you something else. You really understand that this love you seek is actually something you can give it to yourself. This is actually not necessary somebody. This shadow is like maybe you have been spreading the love outside on everybody, but like you need to give it to yourself. Aconite provides protection as fears are faced and when working with the dark goddess. And peridot is traditionally used by healers to maintain their own health. It's a stone you should look for, peridot. Some illnesses are only physical, others have deeper roots. In order to move toward better health, you must enlist the help of the dark goddess and enter your heart, confronting your deepest fears, find the poison that is hurting you and remove it so that healing can occur. An affirmation to do that. I value my health and have the courage to do what is necessary to maintain it. I do not merely address symptoms, but go as deep as necessary to root out the problem. Yes, it's so often that like a divine feminine gets poisoned because there's so much this toxic masculinity in the world, and like things that are getting just away our soul. You go and remove the toxic now. That's what you need. So it's the light messages. I'm on my path. There's even the Valkyria coming, like kind of saying that yes, you can do it. You can heal yourself. You can. Trust it. I'm wondering, did I even have a fairy card is still here? Yes, we have not seen the fairy card. It's left to the last. Relationship card is the last, but now is the fairy. Which fairy is it? Tourmaline. Beautiful green fairy. Wow, beautiful. This can give still this together. I love to see this. That's what you can become when you heal yourself. See like that. Ay. 39, Tourmaline. No, I'm glad this recording is still. I don't know at all how I look in the camera, but I try to do my best with this reading. Rapid movement, efficiency, transmutation, communication. The Tourmaline fairies are quick-moving messengers capable of communicating through any realm. They manifest in wildly different colors and forms as thin, wiry beings with gossamer quality of winged butterfly-like creatures. They are spirits who communicate through light, the colors being the key to their characters. They move through sound waves and like to go inside. They've been known to go inside human bodies and the earth itself, and they do this with great purpose and efficiency. They are particularly adept at drawing out negative or toxic substances. So indeed, it was in the raining saying like, remove the toxins, remove the poison. Somebody poisoned you. this fairy will help. The tourmaline fairy card often appears when you need to move through difficulties or draw out something that obstructs or causes pain or sickness. She urges you, and this can be tricky, to use discernment and move quickly. In other words, think things through carefully and fully evaluate the situation, but don't let yourself get bogged down and stuck in a toxic place. Once you have determined that you need to extricate yourself from what's been harming you, do it and move on to the next thing. Just do so with awareness, honestly acknowledging your own intention and part in the situation. The tourmaline fairies heal without causing additional harm, so that should be your goal. Green tourmaline in particular is connected with courage and may aid you in making these changes. Okay, I'm reading about these crystals because maybe this could help you also. Many cultures, including indigenous American, African, Australian, and Aboriginal people, have used tourmalines as protective amulets. In India's Ayurvedic tradition, tourmaline is known to absorb evil vibrations. Similarly, the tourmaline fairy is capable of transmuting torment into peace or serving as a protection against danger. Visualize her, invite her in, and let her move through you. You might also hold the card or hold or wear a tourmaline crystal when you call on the spirit. Mitä River? Äiti on tekemässä tätä. Nyt se tulee nauhalle. Tuutko sä sanomaan heippa? Hei, tuu sanomaan heippa. Sulla on vihreä paita niin kuin tässä. Tule. Here is my fairy boy. Let's show the face of my fairy boy, also very green.
Hi.
Hey, now you are on YouTube. I don't know if your father likes it, but mitä sä haluat?
Minulla on niinku janu ja naaka.
Voi. Äiti ei voi pistää. Pystyykö sitä pistää tauolle? Pause. Okay. I was able to stop this for a moment to give my child something to drink still. It's a bit hot here. So you saw my little baby. I'm really, this is love of my life. But it was also a green shirt that tourmaline showed up. Okay, anyway, I'm going to show the love connection still, even though it should be clear it's yourself. Speak the language of love. And here we have a love-related crystal even. So the message is really like you have to, loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. And it was also mentioned in here, like somebody might have said to you something that made you this foul line. The words, the evil words or ugly words have created some shadows. And you should continue to speak the language of love. I'm not reading now from this was such a long reading. I'm moving to the next. If you ever want to have a private reading, one-on-one reading, I'm definitely reading all the stories of the books. And 1 hour readings usually I keep, and it's usually the standard price is €50. If you're interested, book me. I have still place in my calendar. Okay, let's put that thing aside. I have place in my calendar for this summer, so you can still have a reading this summer if you want to have. Then I go to holiday. I will be in Finland. So now you have to book it before I leave. Okay, file number 3. We start. I am very excited of the reading that I already had. So this came really nice. Just wanted to really be myself, because I'm a shadow sister for a reason that I have been able to see the shadows like in my own life, of course, because I went through a lot of hardships, but I have been able to really with the cards. I feel that even now I'm able to pull people to see their shadow and understand it even hopefully better, because awareness is the key. And these are things that we should be able to talk about. And there is not anymore like a village where people talk about stuff, or the campfire where people talk about stuff. There is internet, yes, but people don't meet face to face. And I mean, if I can give you that you feel like you are having more understanding about certain parts and shadow that can block your love life, we are now looking to what is your shadow for love and what you need the most. Start with that, but I show you the first card, card number 3. You have Narwhal, and the heart from the peak, and then throat chakra. This is turned to be a silent child. I don't know if the Narwhal has been a silent child, heart blocking, not able to open. I don't know this spike, but Narwhal, I have seen once a beautiful exhibition where they were showing that the ancient time when they were like saying that unicorn exists, they used then this Narwhal thing to say like that's the unicorn one. So beautiful fish. And throat chakra, to become a communicator and not to be a silent child. Find your creative expression. I mean, Narwhal whale is also here expressing the love and leading the way. Positive example. Maybe you are somebody who is very talented, artistic, something that you can express yourself beautifully, but maybe you are like a little bit blocked. And we can work on that. Now let's look at your shadow cards. So we are using this Book of Shadows tarot. The world. Oh my God. The world is your shadow. Question is, what is your shadow for love? Is what you need the most. I think the COVID is showing here like the world closed, the war that was closed, or the war that has begun, or like something that the full circle has not come to be, is like you are falling in love with the, like if you can travel, if you can really go to have the full circle, that's what you need, but this has been compromised. And magician was also in the shadow. So actually doing this beautiful magical ring, even like a kind of like it's really somebody able to like manifest even things. You can that's like you keep falling in love with people who are like that. People maybe in the world able to manifest things and being like a true magician, like an artist and so on. Let's read this story practically of this world from here. These are like a pakan. Is this? Yeah. Pakan related story here. In your shadow. This could be what you fall in love with, but that's in you. And if you heal that, you don't have to seek it outside. A world inside, most likely, beautiful world. One of Pakan's most significant tenets is the imminence of the divine. This means, as we said earlier, that the divine is in all things and that all things are divine. All things are connected and share sacredness. This called the world represents the interconnection of all things. Even the goddess and god are aspects of something larger, a single life force that is unfathomable to us in a complete sense. It transcends to thought. It transcends thought. The divine is the entity that is in each of us and in all things. The source of all, the great mind, the universe, the great spirit, and other names for the divine. Because humans cannot comprehend the fullness of the divine in a meaningful or practical way, and the divine desires to be in relationship with us, it does what it can to help. Our brains break things down into parts for easier understanding. We tend to think in polarities, light and dark, good and bad, hot and cold. The first inclination of the human mind when considering a being is to determine whether it is male or female. As so, that is the first division of itself that the divine presents to us, as we will see in the next two cards. Okay, this is like experimenting, but I think it's like World card is really the complement of the Fool's Journey. The first deck The shadow is the world, and the third pile is the world. So maybe there can be something in this whole reading that if you're gonna look, all the reading is like can go through this shadow that maybe you need to even heal, like a whole full journey. But this is a completion. This is the full circle, and that's like compromised here. And even the manifestation card is compromised, that you are falling in love with that part. You are seeking that thing outside when you can have that inside of you. Okay, anyway, positive thing about the shadow, you got a lot of these classic cards, but what is this? Air. Is this actually in this deck Ace of Wands, Ace of Air, Ace of what is it? Ace of Swords? Wait, I have to know. So it's a bit long time I was using this deck, so. Oh. Ace of Air, Dreams. Beautiful. But that's a positive aspect of about this shadow, that you have this love related shadow. Maybe yes, it's only a dream world. You're able to dream it. To become like, you have this big dream. You're able to manifest it. I need to take action. While it's true that science admittedly knows very little about sleep and dreams, it is also true that dreams often provide messages and revelations and even for prophecies. For the most part, dreaming is a passive activity. Dreams are received, it seems, as a gift from the divine. Whether a dream leaves us feeling excited and renewed or frightened and shaken, we are compelled to seek a message from it, to interpret it. It is thought that while the conscious mind is relaxed, the subconscious, or perhaps the god or goddess, can communicate via dream images. Okay, this is all advising you that this is a positive thing, that you can actually get this kind of, that is all lucid dreaming mentioned here. The Ace of Air, this is Ace of Air, like Ace of Swords, represent direct divine guidance. The universe wishes to provide information, to give it freely as a gift. However, we must be receptive and cultivate a quiet mind, or the gift is lost to us. Settle down, quiet striving, and just receive. Yes, I see it here. This is like, you can have this whole world of your own manifested, just listening, receiving, becoming a receiver. And that, say, positive aspect that you are able to do, maybe lucid dreaming or something about the dreaming, that is the key here. But that's like a love life, shadow thing, but that's happening. But then you got 3 cards here. Wow. 2 knights there actively, 2 knights tackling the love. So practically, you have this, keep on dreaming. I would connect to this even to keep, like make a dream day and manifest what you want. What is this relationship or life or anything you want? Just write it down, collect it like a. You have to have a way to collect things. As a creative person also, you have to have a way to collect things. You cannot just let it be and just think of it. No, you have to write it down. And then these 2 knights, Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands, very like a sexy knight, and the romantic knight are coming to tackle the 10 of Cups. That is the ultimate happiness. That's a positive thing. That you are even having the World card here, you can have it all. Very positive. It's very beautiful that you got really 3 cards together. Action, action. Get this happy couple from the dreams to the reality. That's what is the message here, the positive thing. If you are aware of that, just start doing action. action. Knights is all about action, and here we had the passive manifestor, passive world. Nothing is happening in the world. Borders closed, everything corona. No, we start actively creating the dream come true. We have it. And this is how your love shows with this shadow. Ace of Wands. Beautiful, the Ace of Sword, Ace of Wand. Doing energy, so you can close this. And then you got to guard Earth and Earth. Two of Earth, Two of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacle. Wow, what cards. Not wow. This is anyway, expression, creative expression. Your expression is so important here. That's the activity also that you have to express. I would say really write down your dreams. Take action. This is also the Ace of Wands. You are able to, if you take action, you will have everything you ever dreamed of. Let's read these two cards because you get 1 and 2, 2 and 1, 21. They're coming in like a 21. Maybe it's meaningful. What stuff this has been reading. I need a break and I have no juice anymore. Yeah, this is a work. I hope if you like the reading, you press the like button, you comment, do something, because this is a hard work for me. It's very hot here. And I'm pouring this out of the universe for you to know that you could have your dream come true. So yeah, I hope somebody likes this, what I say, but this is what I got for Midsummer Sun. So Two of Earth is beach. The beach where Earth meets ocean, where stable land gives way to shifting sand, leading out to water and an alien-like world. Like the places that Hecate rules, Hecate is really the shadow goddess. Like the places that Hecate rules, the beach is a liminal place, a portal from one world to another. I mean, this is also a portal. Oh my God. You can have some kind of portal. That's in your shadow, a portal. And a beach. It's in the beach, the portal. I live on the beach also. I mean, like in the sea city, but it's nice. Beach is a liminal place, a portal from one world to another. The space is not always clearly defined either. The tides move in and out, changing the boundaries and creating new temporary environments. Tidal pools are filled with mysteries and treasures. There is a sense of entering an exotic world filled with beauty and dangers that we know little about. The Two of Earth is balance, water and earth. They live here as equals. The earth does not contain the water entirely, and the water does not destroy the earth. Our physical experience and our soul can balance and nurture and enhance each other. Yes, I'll read this again. Our physical experience and our soul can balance and nurture and enhance each other. And in fact, that is what this card calls for. The shadow side of this card indicates that the body and soul are out of balance or disconnected. Extreme habits or practices are causing detriment to not only itself, but other as well. Okay, it even talk about the shadow, so it will be more clear that your body is, what is it happening here? Did this struck? No, it's not. Like usually the word card, the person is naked. I think it's really reminding this unity of body and the soul, how sacred it is, how your body is a vessel, and you should honor it any way you can, because it's in the shadow. Ah, yes, it was the magician that jumped to the floor. Why this one jumped to the floor? Magician is able to use all the material that it has to create. So even your body is a tool, is a vessel. And words. I would say the words are what you create the word into being. Because this is even short chakra. You have to start writing dreams down. Start expressing yourself in any way you can. And then we have here this Ace of Earth. What is this? Yeah, I have no idea. These are not in order, these pictures, so it's a little bit difficult sometimes to find them. Bear with me. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, it was next to it, okay. Okay, snow here. Ace of Earth, the human body. Making the ace the human body does not mean that humans are first priority on the center of the universe, although sometimes we act like that. Rather, it represents that our experience of the world starts with our body. I mean, we come back to this world card here on your shadow. Full circle. Let's show this magician too, because it's part of it. So get it in your head. What's going on here? Rather, it represents that our experience of the world starts with our body. We perceive through our physical senses as well as with our heart and our mind, our instinct and intuition. Everything that exists must be known because we cannot do so otherwise through our own unique experience. And what we bring to the experience, like an observer watching subatomic particles, affects and shapes what is learned. We cannot separate ourselves from environment no matter how much we behave to the contrary. The Ace of Earth contains the potential one could hope for. Everything that exists or can exist is in this ace. It is the seed of the universe. When this card shows up, it's a gift, a sign that you can make a lot with very little. The shadow side of this card indicates quartering a gift or refusing to see its value and potential. So you are kind of having everything to manifest anything, and you are still not taking fully advantage of your gift. And you should. That's like the outcome card. These are the outcome cards here. Ace of Wands. Ah, it's 2 times. That's also Ace of Wands. What I was talking, yeah. Oh my God, you got 2 times Ace of Wands. And then 21 kind of like is world card too. That's why. Oh, the cards. Yeah, this clear message, the world is yours. And then this narwhal here in the ocean. I think you should think that there is this water element also here present, like in this beach scene. That there is this portal kind of thing with the water. Water is meaningful for you also. Okay, these are not the last cards. Beautiful cards. This is just your shadow. We go forward. Pile number 3. So let's go to see now your we didn't even see the lady card. Oh my God. Lady card is here. There's even world in that. Okay, thank you, Spirit. The world allows no hermits. Even world is mentioned in this card. Wow, I get like that. Strange feelings here. My God. Okay, let's powerful. I hope you comment my reading, because this for me is even like a magical tool to see. There's so much repetition. And I pulled everything live today, so you can see I pulled them. This is my normal day. I pull these kind of cards. Oh no, it's wrong. 647. 647. talking about hermits, because we have become hermits. We have isolated ourselves in the world, in the bubbles. I can immediately say this is your shadow. You have isolated yourself. Maybe you thought your this narwhal spiky thing is too spiky. Something you got careful about around people. You felt different. This looks very different. But yeah, the world allows no hermits. Maybe if I show this narwhal. He went down again into the darkness and seclusion of the wood, but he knew that the seclusion of the wood was illusory. The industrial noises broke the solitude, the sharp lights, though unseen, mocked it. A man could no longer be private and withdrawn. The world allows no hermits. And now he had taken the woman and brought on himself a new cycle of pain and doom, for he knew by experience what it meant. It was not woman's fault, nor even love's fault, nor the fault of sex. The fault lay there, out there in those evil electric lights and diabolical rattlings of engines, there in the world of the mechanical greedy mechanism and mechanicized greed, sparkling with lights and gushing hot metal and roaring with traffic. There lay the vast evil thing, ready to destroy whatever did not conform. Soon it would destroy the wood, and the bluebells would spring no more. All vulnerable things must perish under the rolling and running of iron. He thought of infinite tenderness of the woman, poor forlorn thing. She was nicer than she knew, and oh, so much too nice for the tough lot she was in contact with. Poor thing. She too had some of the vulnerable of the wild hyacinths. She wasn't all tough rubber goods and platinum like the modern girl, and they would do her in. As sure as life, they would do her in as they do in all naturally tender life. Tender. Somewhere she was tender, tender with the tenderness of the growing hyacinths, something that was gone out of the celluloid woman of today. But he would protect her with his heart for a little while, before the insentient iron world and the mammon of mechanized greed did the bolt in her as well as him. He went home with his gun and his dog to the dark cottage, lit the lamp, started the fire, and ate his supper of bread and cheese, young onions, and beer. He was alone. In silence he loved. His room was clean and tidy, but rather stark. Yet the fire was bright, the hearth white, the petroleum lamp hung right over the table with its white oilcloth. He tried to read a book about India, but tonight he could not read. He sat by the fire in his shirt sleeves, not smoking, but with a mug of beer in reach, and he thought about Connie. Oh, beautiful. This is one of the beautiful of all the chapters. I'm so glad you have this, but this is like the entire world of relationship. Like he's able to even see the beauty in Connie. Like he's describing this also about her, but he is not realizing that he's also powerful. And actually he wanna protect that good and everything. We want to protect the world, and I think maybe even in this card that we have this coming, like somebody want to protect something vulnerable. This you can be a bit wanting to protect the whole world and the nature and the seas and everything like that. It's beautiful. It's like love for the nature. It's coming everywhere. This knight's want to protect this beautiful world of 10 of Cups. And you just have to express it. You have to express it. I don't know how you do it. Do I see how you do it? Yes, you keep dream diary for sure from now on. It would be best. This text, the world allows no hermits. How beautiful is this? Okay, this is still not the ending. We have here even 2 archetype cards. Let's see what they are. The ocean and Kairos. Oh, beautiful. The sea is coming again. And Kairos is like the eye that sees everything, the divine. Wow. What a reading. I think the God or universe or anybody who is on your side with your mission wants that you really protect this world, that you do something that you can. It's good that you are like that you have a shadow, that you have been passive, but being active is what the world needs from your kind of person. And my reading is maybe here for a reason, that you would find a way to help the ocean. Even its archetypal place again, every single pile had an archetypal place, and I'm so happy. But you got extra also this initiation, that is more like a divine powers, and it's making totally sense having what you have. But here we have the sea, the ocean. I'm actually finding it so beautiful that I don't know. I feel like really emotional about these cards. This is really like, wow. Wow. Ocean, the unconscious, the depths, the incomprehensible. We're talking about this is in your shadow, but you can have this archetypal place. Save it, have it, protect it. The power of the ocean is unmatched. The step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature. Yet amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life and on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change, stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. The ego must dissolve. The sullen swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth and new being. Life is changed. Let the wave crash. And the ocean displays every emotion without shame. To witness its glassy moonlight surface and its unforgiving storms is to know the full spectrum of the human experience. I think this is the full circle. You have been afraid of this full circle, this full human spectrum. You've been afraid of that. Don't be afraid anymore, because that's your power, the full spectrum, the full manifestation, the beautiful complexity of all of this. Study waves, touch their surface, get in the water. No matter where you live, each drop is part of the whole. The ocean is in every tear. It talks about the sadness you might have faced. Then we have this eye. Still glad this is still recording. Kairos. Glad I can do a long reading. And I really hope my channel also makes some difference in your life, because that's why I do it. I want to bring healing. I want to heal people's shadows. I want to talk about it. I want to be here in my table every week doing my love reading. And now this was a big thing for me to do this shadow love reading, but I hope somebody will value it. And when you do, please leave a comment, because I need to see that whatever effort I make here, there's like some sense to it, because I see sense on this table, and it's a pity if more people cannot see this, what I'm telling you now. Mythic time, synchronicity. We have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. I mean, I see here this manifestation. You start to understand how beautiful the present moment is for creation. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our action changes the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it is all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. The word evil comes from the root unripe. Consider that everything has a time of ripeness. When it becomes a nourishing fruit, sweet to the lips. That's also like a full circle. Like start to appreciate the full circle that you are maturing and you are soon and you are ripe. Maybe it needed to, the shadow was there kind of to keep you ripening. You couldn't get this happy couple because you need to be more mature to have it. To arrive to this moment, you needed more ripening, but now it's a lot. There's a lot, you have it. The world alone, no hermits. You have to connect, not to be anymore alone, but connect. Be use for others the thing as a hermit mode that you have acknowledged. Use that knowledge for the better of the whole world. That's what I see here. Okay, we have still cards. We have even the fairy card. Turquoise, also very connected to the water. Beautiful. I have to show all these cards. I mean, I'm getting tears so because come on, like Mother Nature here through me wants to, like, I don't want to take up too much credit of it, but like these kind of cards just show up. Everything is showing the water. The water. It's the power of water is also the emotion and depthness. And you needed to have the full circle to have this much depthness. You ripened into the depthness. You dived into it. Even it was hard. You went through those waters and you sinked like a rock. You sinked maybe. Oh, it's worth it for sure. This is trying it. Sky, water, protection, medicine, balance, the great mystery. There is something in the intense color turquoise that speaks of the skies and the waters. You can hold it in your hand and feel as if you're holding a piece of polished sky or a tiny blue-green lake. Maybe do a bit shorter. Turquoise has been cherished by many cultures, including the ancient Egyptians, the Persians, and Tibetans. For the Apake medicine people, it was the most important stone, the one that gave power to one's medicine. In the desert of the American Southwest, where water is so obviously the life force, turquoise was sacred stone offered when praying for rain. According to Navajo belief, that is both observed meteorology and absolute poetry, turquoise was given as an offering to the wind spirits because when the wind stopped, the rain would come. And what the blowing wind actually sought was turquoise. The Navajos also believed that the turquoise beds worn in the hair was a protection from lightning. The Aztecs would place a turquoise bed in the mouth of the dead as an offering to the gods. The Pueblo peoples would put a piece of turquoise beneath the floor when a house of Kiva was built. In Persia, turquoise was worn as protection from evil eye, and in Renaissance Europe as protection from falling from a horse. I think that could be a nice stone for you when you remember this reading. Oh, if you have one, we'd love to see any comments about that, what you have found, how you got that stone. Anyway, there is still cards. This is the Celtic North Wisdom. Boundaries. Beautiful. This is all about the world card. Like, oh my God, this is like finding your magic circle, like claiming your world in boundaries. It's like the circle is now around this cross, these blue flowers. Yeah. Boundaries, you protect the world. How you protect you set clear boundaries. What is okay and what is not, and you speak your truth. You're not staying anymore silent. Don't want to be like putting people to barricades, but maybe for the sake of nature, something has to be done when it's before it's too late. Like a lot of beauty in our world, and you seem to have all powers to keep protecting it, taking action. There's Umberstone also reinforce boundaries. And then this is plant yarrow, helps establish and defend healthy boundaries, strengthens the aura and sense of self, and heals energetic wounds. Maybe it's that flower there is yarrow. Creating clear boundaries is necessary for maintaining good emotional, physical, and spiritual health. If your sense of identity is weak, or if you need to heal energetic wounds, establishing boundaries is vital. Defend your right to thrive like a warrior serving the divine spark that resides within you. I have a right to autonomy and independence. No one controls me without my permission. I know who I am. Yes, to the face of all the COVID regulations that were, I hope we never have those kind of limitations anymore. But what other things you could question? Maybe you have a voice for that. Tell us about this. Also number one, coming to the number one of magician. So here the magician is actually somebody who is able to make boundaries and to the world, healthy boundaries to the world. You have one more image. I am flowing river, again the water coming here. So now we have water cards, or is so many. Even the color of throat chakra is blue. I have to take pictures of these cards. Oh my god. We have still a lot of message. Spiritual connection. A relationship is a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Yes. I think this is like you being fully yourself. It goes beyond your lifetime, what you are able to do and love in this world. It's really good for the world that you are in your powers. Maybe I read a little text from this. But now we talk so much that I soon end my reading. Everything happens for a reason. Some people come into your life to help you learn a lesson, and they will make a real impact on your life. Whether it be a lover, a primary partner, or in a relationship for growth, spiritual connection is important to you now. This card very gently reminds you to allow the universe to support you. Like you have these universe cards everywhere, just showing now this and this. This. They are like. Allow the universe to support you. You might be trying to control aspects of your life that are not within your power. When a connection has spiritual basis, nurture it with love and surrender. Put a situation in the hands of the divine and ask that the outcome be for the highest good of all involved. A situation may be asking you to stretch yourself. Yes, stretching yourself. Know that you are going to grow and expand during this phase, but try not to lose yourself. Communicate your needs and wants and listen to what is being shared. Oh, what a reading. I end this reading here in pile number 3. A lot to think about. I'm really hoping anybody having anything out of these readings I make would comment something. We have beautiful conversation about this world theme that came here. What kind of thing you could express to heal the world even. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and entire human race. Okay, I hear my son again there, so I think I will stop now this reading. I thank everybody watching this long. And if you like my reading, press the like button and then äiti lopettaa sen. Mitä? Yeah. So I have to stop this reading, my son is waiting. So if you liked it, press the like button and then share or comment, and it all helps my algorithm if you put something on the comments. And yeah, I hope this all shadow love reading was worth it. This was a long work for me, so it was something definitely exciting to do. Thank you and bye.